Are you excited? Very excited.
Oh, come on, girl. Who cares if we're trash? Got a pocket full of cash we can blow. Shots of patrol. And it's on, girl. Don't say no, 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 no. Just say yeah, 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 yeah. And we'll go, 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 go. If you're ready, like I'm ready. 'Cause it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry
Looking good.
Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. Oh, I'll go get a ring, let the choir bells sing like ooh. So what you wanna do? Let's just run, girl.
My name is Thomas Slavin, and I'm a marriage officer with the Fuse Foundation, and it was my great honour to be asked to conduct today's ceremony. I'm sure you will agree with me that the ceremony will be a meaningful and personal occasion for everyone involved, and one which the bride and groom hope you enjoy as much as they do. Michael and Tracy have decided on a humanist marriage ceremony because they feel that the humanism rationale and the caring philosophy reflects their own beliefs of loving and respecting one another, their fellow human beings, and the world in which we live. Now, each and every single person here is playing an important part in today's ceremony, but no more so than the wedding party themselves. Our best man Tim, our maid of honour Caroline, and of course we can't forget our gorgeous flower girl Bella. The part that you're all playing in today's ceremony and celebrations is very special. And I'm obviously very positively sure that Reese and Darren were very proud to walk their mum down the aisle today. Michael and Tracy understand that giving and accepting are equally important. So they will strive to give love as well as to accept it, and to give each other the personal space, yet walk the same path. They appreciate that they will have their share of sorrows and disagreements, but they know that if they give each other the time to listen to one another and take into account each other's point of view, they will find their way back to harmony and joy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today not just to witness a wedding, but to honour a story, a tale of how fate, caffeine, and a healthy good dose of Glasgow sass has brought these two incredible people together. Now our story begins like all good stories start in the famous Costa Coffee. It was 2023 and we were in Edinburgh at the time. The scent of espresso was hanging in the air. And somewhere in between the lattes and all those loyalty cards, Tracy and Mike, and Mike's worlds collided. Did you read this? Thanks to their mutual friend and honorary Cupid for that day, Douglas Alexander, who I believe is here today.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're feeling quite smug today.
Yeah, obviously it was quite smug.
Douglas gave Mike the green light to get Tracy's number, and from there the coffee started to flow. It was during one of their coffee catch-ups that Mike produced the best bunch of lilies that Tracy had ever seen. They weren't just beautiful, they were actually Tracy's favourite flowers. Was it destiny? Was it deep research? Was it divine intervention? No. Mike said he just thought they looked really nice. Either way, it worked. So, your first impression of each other? When I asked Tracy what her first impression of Mike was, she said, I really liked his boots. And Mike thought, she's lovely. And she's very, very Glasgow. Two very different energies, but one magical spark. Now your first official date, you can imagine it, a windswept stroll along the East Link at North Berwick, where Tracy, the very confident queen that we all know, asked Mike a question. Can I kiss you? Understandably, Mike was slightly stunned, but he responded with the only correct answer possible. Yes, please. And like all great romances, you had your first romantic walk together, you had shared your first kiss. So the next move was obvious. They had fish and chips. As a couple, Tracy and Mike have blended their passions. Well, when I say blend, they've tried their hardest to. Tracy is a gym fanatic. I know you'll all be thinking I made a bit, but I didn't. I was just a bit too hard for you then. Tracy likes to be up at dawn, no less, dragging poor Mike out his beloved duvet cocoon for a sunrise spin class and a wee protein smoothie. Meanwhile, Mike's idea of cardio is a brisk 18 holes with a bacon roll at the turn. But for love, you've endured David Lloyd's spa. You've even went to the gym on occasions. The two of you share a love of beach walks, hill hikes in the Pentlands. You love late night films in bed and high-end spa sessions, even although one of them thinks that the sauna is just a fancy way of sweating without having to move. Can these guys do that? Mike. But then there's Tracy's biggest passion. You sure you want me to share this? It's electronic dance music. Yes, before Mike, before the boys, before gyms, even before a beloved vape, there was Tomorrowland, the biggest EDM festival in the world. She dragged Mike all the way to Belgium in July last year. Bless him, he survived it, you've done it. You do the next one?
Nope.
Didn't think so. Together they've travelled across Europe, Rome, the Vatican, the Algarve, Fuerteventura twice. Well, they had to get back because the first time they went somebody stole their car. There's been so many places that he's visited. But Tracy booked a nice romantic log cabin. Nice place in the Trossachs. She thought she was giving Mike the perfect setting to propose, but the universe had other ideas. The universe decided that she would go head first into a set of patio doors. So timing was everything, and that time obviously wasn't right. But of course Mike did propose. He proposed at the top of your stairs. You had a ring so sparkly that it had its own gravitational field. And then you were taking a risky move there because Tracy was in mid-meltdown. But he had love in his heart, and with the approval of both Darren and Reese, obviously Reese had made sure that he didn't have to make a speech before giving his approval. Mike went down on one knee, and thankfully Tracy said yes. Now we're here today in front of your friends and family, making that all legal. Now Mike's hope for the future, well, he really hopes that Tracy calms down. And Tracy's hope for Mike for the future is that he'll start to do what he's told. Altogether, you hope for a life full of laughter, love, good health, and unwavering support. You don't want to be perfect, but you do want to be invincible. But you want to do that side by side always. So today, we're celebrating lilies, lattes, fish and chips by the sea, day spas, and duvet days into a love that doesn't just survive the chaos, it dances its way through it. Tracy and Mike, may your days be full of adventure, your nights full of cuddles, and your lives full of music, mischief, and more love than Costa can even brew. Mike and Tracy are now going to be exchanging their personal vows with their oathing stone. Now this oathing stone is very personal to them. An oathing stone is an ancient Celtic tradition. It's symbolic of grounding, it's symbolic of your strength, and it's also where the expression of set in stone comes from. I'm going to ask Mike, can you take your right hand? I had to work that out. Tracy, can you put your right hand on top? And Mike, can you put your left hand on top? And you, Tracy, you can put your left hand on the bottom. Perfect. Mike, do you, Michael Greenan, in the presence of your friends and family, take Tracy Gaughan to be your wedded wife? Do you promise to love her, to honour her and protect her, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And Tracy, do you, Tracy Gaughan, in the presence of your friends and family, take Michael Green to be your wedded husband? Do you promise to love him, to honour him and protect him, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, I'm never good with the poorer bit, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Thank you. Now that you've done your blessing on your oaten stone, may this hold a place in your heart forever. It's now time to move on to your formal and legal part of your ceremony, and it's time to make your legal commitment to each other. Michael, if I could ask you to repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Michael Greenan,
to witness that I, Michael Greenan,
solemnly and sincerely declare
solemnly and sincerely declare
that I accept you, Tracy Gaughan,
that I accept you, Tracy Gaughan,
as my lawfully wedded wife.
as my lawfully wedded wife.
And Tracy, if you could repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons present
to witness that I, Tracy Gaughan,
to witness that I, Tracy Gaughan,
solemnly and sincerely declare
solemnly and sincerely declare
that I accept you, Michael Green,
I accept you, Michael Green,
as my lawfully wedded husband.
as my lawful wedded husband.
Thank you. Tracy and Michael, your wedding rings will stand as a permanent reminder of the vows you have exchanged today. Wear them always, and when you look upon them, remember the happiness you felt on today, your wedding day. I'm going to knock myself down before I ask for the ring. Tim, could I have the ring, please? Perfect, thank you. Mike, could I ask you to take Tracy's ring? And if you could take her left hand and repeat after me. Tracy, I give you this ring.
Tracy, I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
and as a symbol of my love and respect.
and as a symbol of my love and respect.
And if you place the ring onto your finger. Perfect. Now Tracy, can I give you Mike's ring? And if you can take his left hand and repeat after me. Mike, I give you this ring
Mike, I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
and as a symbol of my love and respect.
and as a symbol of my love and respect.
Perfect. If you place the ring onto his finger. Mike and Tracy, you have chosen to marry. You have pledged your love, respect and commitment to each other. You have promised to stand by each other through the joys or the sorrows that you may face in life. And so following the declaration you've made before me and in the presence of all these witnesses, it is my most pleasant duty to pronounce you husband and wife. Now I'm doing this a wee bit different today. Tracy, I know you've kissed Mike many, many times before, but for the very first time, you may kiss your husband. Congratulations.
Thomas,
The happy couple will now be signing the marriage schedule. If I could ask you to remain seated during this time. Please would like
someone who's gonna stand by me right there till the end. If you want the best of
family and friends. Mike and Tracy, you have joined yourselves today without hesitation. You have done this with open hearts. Whatever you encounter together, you encounter together. Remember your commitment to love, to care for and to cherish each other. Now before you join these two for a celebratory drink, I'd like to leave you with a final thought. This marriage isn't the end of your existing relationship, and neither is it the beginning, but it is an important step along a path that continues into our future. And it's steps that Mike and Tracy are taking with a clear understanding of the commitment and the resolution that that path requires. And they do that with confidence, with trust and love. We wish you the very best for a long, happy and healthy marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, could I ask you to be upstanding, please. Now feel free to make as much noise as possible when I introduce to you for the very first time, Mike and Tracy, the new Mr. and Mrs. Greenan.
Eyes are blue. She was knocked through the snowy ground. There's no room. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, you, Mr. and Mrs. Greenan!
hello. Hello. Nice meeting you here.
straight to the cake cutting, straight away. I will give them a wee countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just seeing you and the love of your life, just tie them up. Yeah. I won't get through this, I promise. I won't get through it. No, just in general, me and you have had a hard life. I think just today it tops it all off. A lot of people that do know they are here know how hard you've had it growing up. With a single child. Everything we've been through together. And just seeing how beautiful you look, which I'm sure we all agree. I'm used to being a gym here. No, it's just I've been absolutely fine as soon as I seen you, that was me. And I'm an emotional guy, I'm not. But yeah, it was just, it's been amazing to me. Yeah, it's been amazing. And the thing is, with Mike, people that might not know Mike, he's came into my life for a couple of years now, and he's just, everything he does, he always tries my daughter, my fiance, my brother, myself. Granddad Mike. The thing is, we've grew up without dads. We've grew up with just this woman here. She's done it all herself through our whole lives. So the way me and him are is because of her. So yeah, sometimes it's a good time. But the way we are is because of her. She's brought us up, and to be honest, we ain't doing that bad. We're here. We ain't doing that bad. We're still here. And that's all credit to you. And this whole day is about you. And like obviously. They kind of forgot you at the side, didn't they?
No, you're right.
But it's about you. But no, the thing is with Mike, he's come into your family and he always tries with his own. And like I says, we ain't had a dad, but we've kind of now got somebody to look up to a bit. If we need anything, we need to have a chat or just anything we need in life, he's always there. He's always there to support us. He already has supported us in the brief time that he's been part of our lives. So I can't thank you enough. And I couldn't wish for a better person for my man. I've kind of jumped one day and I've kind of forgot about Caroline and the beautiful flower girl and how beautiful they do look.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's just emotional. It really is. It's emotional day. And I'm glad that you've got this day eventually. Because I'm sure everybody's going to want this for you. Like I said, it's just seeing the way you've became as you've grown as a woman and as you've been as a mum. Now, as a wife. Anybody give away that. But as it's happened now, and I couldn't have been more proud of it. Honestly. So you can raise a toast. Mr. and Mrs. Green.
Mr. and Mrs. Green.
Oh,
Well done, Dan.
I'm a man of few words, so I will use props. Use props. And I'll use my glasses. Thanks to everyone, thanks Dan. That was amazing. Well done, well spoken. Thanks to everyone. suspect so. Well, I practiced this speech 2 or 3 times, but never with a bloody microphone in my hand. So, it's a live show, bear with me. Hi, Tracy Gawkin. Fine, Tracy Gawkin, my wife. Tracy. Finally given up and holding out for Gerard Butler and decided that a baldy, pathetic golfer for a council scheme is the answer instead of Gerard Butler. So we're all right there. I'd like to thank you all, everybody, for making the effort to come here tonight, or today I should say. With my glasses on. Thanks Darren, your speech was amazing, pal. Thank you to beautiful Bella, Gabby, Darren, Reese, anyone, Tim of course, Big Tim, who managed to keep a hold of the rings. Oh, I want to mention you, Karen. Oh, sorry, I thought I mentioned Caroline first. Sorry, Caroline, thanks. Thanks, Paul, for lending us Caroline. This Paul.
My high-tech camera.
It tells me here, well that was it, yeah. I'll have to start off by saying that my wife and I we're grateful we're all here, and now that you're here, we wouldn't have changed, most of you. It's lovely to see you. I've got to, Google tells me, AI tells me that I've got to talk about how much the bride means to me, share a special memory or two, and explain how she has impacted your life for the better. How we met was Douglas Alexander, that's how we met. I was busy thrashing Douglas at golf, and Douglas knew Tracy, and he knew that I'd been a single man for about, 35 years at that point. And Douglas said, you should really ask, this woman's, she's thrown herself at Tinder with a vengeance. So I had a look, and I saw the picture, a profile picture on Tinder, and she looked about 22. And I'm thinking, did I get done for that? So Douglas instigated the whole thing, and I thank him for that sincerely. Thank you, Douglas, for that. Douglas, I'm going to spend most of the next 2 or 3 minutes talking about my beautiful wife and what she's impacted me, but it'd be remiss of me not to mention Douglas, because Douglas is, I don't know if you remember the save the date cards that a lot of you got, and the wedding invitation that a lot of you got. That was a handiwork of Douglas, very artistic, very creative, very beautiful in fact, and a lot of thought was put into it, so I'd like to thank you again, Douglas. However, Douglas is a man of opinions. We were on the golf course 2 weeks ago, and Douglas, God bless him, referred to me as a bottom feeder. I had to Google search. I had to go home and, I'm not the brightest bulb in the corridor, I had to go home and Google search a bottom feeder. Apparently a bottom feeder feeds by scavenging. So I thought, oh, fair enough. He's provided me with a beautiful wife, so I can't argue about the scavenging stuff. Following week, we're on the same golf course, and he looked me straight in the eye and told me I was a victim narcissist. I'm thinking, victim fucking narcissist. Anyway, often, Google tells me, often manipulates others through their perceived suffering. So there you go, maybe Anyway, Tracy told me to be loving and kind. She said, whatever you do with the speech, be loving and kind. But I'm not finished with Douglas yet. So, Douglas sent me a birthday card, and he could have spelled my name. He could have spelled my name Mike, M-I-K-E. It's fairly easy to spell. Let's have a look. This is what came on the envelope. Okay. I'll get those flowers in a minute. That's how Douglas addressed me. That was the name on the envelope. Okay, that was Douglas's birthday card to me. He then sent me, inside was a lovely wee card. And because you're all sitting far away, you probably can't see what the card says. Luckily for you, Luckily for you, I brought a bigger version. This is what Douglas's card said to me. Somewhere, somebody out there is thinking of you and the tremendous impact you made on their life. It's not me, I think you're a twat. That came in the red envelope with the word knob on the front. Anyway. Douglas, I love you, mate. You've provided me with a beautiful wife. I'm going to show it. For those who didn't know Douglas, I was going to show you the picture of you coming out suspiciously from a set of woods. Tracy told me to be kind. Tracy said, be kind. Do not have a go at anybody. Don't destroy anybody. It's not a best man speech, it's a groom speech. I can't deviate from it. So there's Douglas coming out of some woods looking suspiciously with something dubious dangling from his groin. I really want to show you the picture that I've been prevented to Tracy made sure, she said, what do you do? You're not showing that photograph. So I'm not going to show this photograph. There, that's a bridge too far, Douglas. That's beyond, sorry darling, there it is. There's Douglas, beyond the pale. Right, so Tracy, why are we in Cornhill Castle tonight? We're in Cornhill Castle tonight because when I proposed to Tracy, she'd been saying to me for weeks, when we were kind of maybe discussing the possibility of getting married, she was quite keen to point out that as long as her boys were there, and as long as Caroline was there, and Paul, and Gabriella, and Bella, and I was allowed one witness, Tracy would be an absolute ticket to be with that. That'd be no problem. Just all, 5 or 6 people, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So as soon as she accepted my proposal for marriage, I immediately rushed through to my little room in the house to book the venue. And I got on the phone straight away. I had my own preconceived ideas about the venue. I thought, perfect, five or six people inevitably are going to fit in there, no problem at all. We ended up at some place through in Ayrshire initially, because Tracy had been on the phone to this place instead. This was the woman who said to me on more than a dozen occasions, as long as my boys are there, and Caroline and Bella, as long as they're there, and you've got one witness time, then, so Cornhill Castle, God bless them, is the reason we're here, is the what's it called? Compromise. Tracy's a fitness fanatic. When Tracy and I met, I was not a fitness fanatic. I hadn't been doing fitness for a wee while. I had 1 or 2 wee health challenges at the end of the 2019. So Tracy took me up the Pentlands. She took me up the Pentlands and she decided to celebrate the fact that we got to the top of the Pentlands with one of these selfie type photographs. Which celebrated how healthy she was, and Mike clutching a wire fence, gasping for both water and air. But if you can see where my hand is, that's Tracy's head, that's her glasses, and that's Mike being photographed on his knees, begging for the last gasp of air and any morsel of water that could possibly be achieved at that point. My wife and myself, we had 1 or 2 little foreign trips, we had 1 or 2 foreign travels. One of the best ones was when we went to Portugal. Tracy's a fitness fanatic. She wanted to do what Gregor Campbell does for fun. But Gregor, I don't know if you know Gregor Campbell, but he's a qualified skydiver. He's a qualified skydiver. And Tracy and I decided to go up in the plane, 10,000 miles above Portugal. And this is Tracy. Because it's exercise, look how happy she is. Look at that wee face of contentment. Then, what she didn't know was, 3 seconds later, you're no longer in the aeroplane. You're no longer in the aeroplane. That was my version of being at the top of the Pentlands and struggling. But Tracy moved in Christmas, New Year, maybe, moved into my bachelor pad, my caveman, my man cave. Up to that point, every room in the house was utterly spotless. Every room was like a desert. There was nothing there. It was just immaculate cleanliness and minimalist and nothing there. But since my beautiful woman moved in, we've got a vape room. Now, apparently, Reese has been told many occasions, apparently, and probably Darren 20 years ago, never clutter your room. Never ever clutter your room. So this is what a vape room looks like. This is what a vape room is. And funnily enough, somebody's away to work so early in the morning, to go to the gym so early in the morning, that somebody else has to go in and declutter the vape room in the morning. But hey, love, the things you never love. It was a Saturday morning, I didn't look, I had a pretty unhealthy room. The phone was just a thing for me that I delved into every so often. One Saturday morning, I missed 2 calls in a row. 2 calls in a row because I was probably busy doing something. Next minute, the front door, which is a UPVC multi-point locking door, got smashed in. And a whirling dervish came in, and from that point on, I've had to walk about my own house with my iPhone. Gaffer taped to my face. Because Darren and Reese came in one night and said, "What's going on with Mike? He's got an iPhone gaffer taped to his head." So I've learned not to miss calls too often. There's a couple of guys here, Douglas, Scott and Greg will testify that before I met Tracy, I was rugged, Tim will testify, rugged, handsome, modest. God's gift. Rugged, handsome, tough, macho. That was before Tracy. Since Tracy, my life has been enhanced. I've now spent half my life wearing tartan pajamas and making gingerbread houses. Bella, gingerbread. You were there, gingerbread. But it gets better. Since I met Tracy, that macho guy now looks like this. I've never heard. No, you're okay. I've never heard of Instagram or Snapchat or whatever the bloody thing is, but here we go. That's what Mikey looks like now. And I'm putting it on record now before I wrap up that if I die suddenly and you're thinking about burying me, what you're going to have to do is organise an order of service for the church. You need to hand out to people when you die, and they always put a nice, really nice photograph on the front. This is to be my order of service. More importantly, I want that on the order of service in case by some miracle one of my brothers turns up, which isn't going to happen. But that's what Mike looks like now, macho Mike. Listen woman, you've changed me. Two gifts in particular from Tracy, 2 gifts in particular. These little rascals, Reese and Darren. Guys, I'd just like to thank you sincerely for the way you've treated me since I first met you. It's not an easy thing to go up to 2 young men who can batter 10 bells at you if you want to, and ask for their mother's hand in marriage. But as Darren, I would like to reciprocate what you said, pal. You've been brilliant with me. Reese has been brilliant with me. You've been really. I had no idea what it was like to, date a woman who's got beautiful children, but you're a testament to your mother. You're wonderful men, and I'd just like to thank you both sincerely for that. Thank you. I'll finish on this, as Jimmy Soldier would say, and some of you know who Jimmy Soldier is. Tracy's car got stolen. We got her a BMW in a hurry. This was the day that she decided that the BMW was going to fall out with a boulder in the car park at Leap. Because with the boulder in the car park at Leap, it was a showdown. She wasn't going to use the reverse gear. It was going to be either the car or the boulder in the car park. And this was the picture. This was the picture when she. This was the picture when she phoned. We sent a video to Darren and Reese to show them the. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You seen it? This is all said with love. Well, I meant to say, by the way, Darren and Reese as well, guys. 61-year-old, and my first ever Father's Day card. Thank you. Well, I liked it. Thank you. That was brilliant. Thank you. But anyway, Caroline's dying to share her stuff. Tracy, you are the key to my happiness. That's a picture from Tomorrowland a year ago. We found that wee thing there, and we just thought it'd be a nice wee thing, the key to happiness. And you are, so I love you. Thank you. This is a bit corny, so you better get your sick bags out. But I am the happiest me when I'm snuggling in, watching Netflix with Tracy. I'll wrap up on this because it's getting on now. A couple of things that I found in the last. The happiest men, I'm stealing this from somebody else's, you know. The happiest men are somehow always married to a woman with anxiety, tummy issues, a caffeine addiction, bad eyesight, and a real short fuse. If she doesn't make you feel a mix of, this girl makes my life worth living, and this girl's going to be the end of me, then she's not the right one. Ladies and gentlemen, can we toast the bride? Tracy. Now, Caroline's been desperate.
Okay.
Go get out.
Got this, too.
Alright. So Tracy and I met about 15 years ago through the boys, Lisa and Lewis. I'll never forget when I met Tracy. She was running around the car outside my house trying to catch Darren's dog. She used quite a few colourful words at that moment. So we're very lucky, Mike, that you just have a cat. I took one look at her and thought, yeah, she's crazy, and we've been friends ever since. In case you never noticed, Mike, we are kind of a package. And talking about packages, we do love a package holiday. On my wedding day, Tracy presented Paul with a contract to sign to approve us to have one holiday a year. So Mike, I have a contract for you somewhere here. And maybe possibly we can up this to maybe 2 holidays. So you can sign that in your own free time. But Tracy will make sure that you do. So as you know, Tracy and I found our love of holidays together. Our first trip away was when we dropped the kids off at school camp, straight to the airport and a flight to Lanzarote. It was a good job we had no phone calls from the school to collect the kids, because we never really thought that one through. Many holidays we've had, many stories, many fun times, but I'm going to share with you our recent trip in Tomorrowland. So I thought Tracy actually hated caravans, but that was an understatement. When I found out that she'd never actually camped before, and we're on our way to spend the next 4 days in a tent. A very small 3-man tent. Tracy arrived with the 2 largest bags I've ever seen. I actually think they were bigger than the tent. Anyway, we set off on our plane, train and bus journey, all going very well. We have a 40-minute bus ride with a mental patient who befriended Tracy, of course. We get off the bus and realise we have to walk for 45 minutes to get into the campsite. We've got 3 suitcases and 2 rucksacks. This is when Tracy brings up the problems with her shoulder. So here I am carrying 3 suitcases and 2 rucksacks in 34-degree heat into the campsite. At last we arrive, we set up the tent, we're delighted, the beds are blown up, we're just about to unpack, and then we hear, you can't put your tent here, you have to move. And we're not very happy. There's quite a lot of us in the same area, and we all have to move. We're trying to get everybody on side. Tracy's coming up with every illness that she can think of and every disability not to move. So they threatened us with security. So we decide, okay, let's pack up and go. We decided it would be easier not to collapse the tent and just carry it fully assembled. So we decide, yes, that's a good idea, let's carry that with 2 beds inside it. We're sweating, another 20-minute walk. At this point, we're not even talking to each other. We just want to get there and get set up. We set up the tent. I'll have one look at Tracy, and I think, oh no, she's ready to go. She wants to stay in a hotel, she's had enough. But anyway, we get over that, and we have the best time ever. And possibly have now made her into a festival camper. Maybe not. I could go on because we've had so many funny times on that trip and many more. We nearly never even made the plane trip home that holiday, but then that's another story. Actually, it's not just our holidays, we've had so many times. Oh.
Not bad.
We said that we should actually write a book because we've had so many good memories. But, so in this book of ours, you can't skip any chapters because life doesn't work like that. You have to go through each page. You have to read every line and meet every character. And we have definitely met some characters in the last 2 years. Sometimes we don't enjoy the story, but we get through it because we're always together. In some chapters, we don't actually want to end, like today, when we come to the wonderful story of Tracy and Mike. The day Tracy met Mike, Tracy put out all the stops. And I've just hit my... Sorry. So Tracy put out all the stops to go meet Mike for coffee. And of course, she went in her gym gear. Well, that never bothered Mike. And just as well, because she's never out of it. Mike and Tracy fell in love, and of course have brought us to this wonderful day. But Mike, you don't need me to tell you that you've hit the jackpot when you met our Tracy. She's loving and kind in every way, and she'll do anything for anybody. She's the most amazing person that gets up at 5 AM to go to the gym, but then is asleep again by 8 PM. And if you don't already know, she is completely crazy, but that's why we all love her so much, and it's why you love her too. So thank you, and I just want to say, let's toast and raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Greenham.
Hello everybody, I'm Tim, I'm the best man. And for me, it's an honour really, you know, if I had just been asked to come here as a guest, it would have been, you know, I would have been so chuffed, and then you asked me to be the best man. I've not prepared this, I'm not prepared this, because I started to prepare, but there's too much to say, it's too much. I feel like I've known both of you my whole life. Me and Mike, you know, we've ran similar businesses, we've had similar problems, we come from a similar background. I suppose I was trying to think when I knew you, it must be 25 years ago, independent, cycling. You know, one thing I'm going to mention here, you taught me how to speak to people. We'd be cycling along or walking along, and someone would be coming in the opposite direction. Because I was a graduate of social phobic, I I just wanted to keep fucking walking. You know, no, Mike, no, not with Mike. Oh, it's a lovely wee dog you've got there. It's like, Mike, we don't even know this person. Well, we know him now. But it was one of those things, you know, and your health, you know, your poor choice of football team, you know, what can I say, you know, there's been a lot, you know, we've had our ups and downs, we've had our, you know, we've had our tough times, you know, it's all part of life, you know, and there in the ceremony earlier on, like Reece just said, I could see, Darren, I could see you being emotional. And I nearly burst into tears, literally, because when you said, I got a text message from Mike about 2 years ago, with a picture of Tracy, and the message says, "Do you ken this lassie?" I said, "That's fucking Tracy! That's Tracy doll! What are you doing with her?" You know, so I'm going to I'm going to ask her to go out for a coffee, you know, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, because the other part of the story is that I've known, as long as I've known Mike, I've known Tracy even longer, you know, and I'm so glad, Caroline, that you referenced on a number of occasions that she's crazy. You know, because when I met Tracy, you know, I met Tracy a long time ago, when Tracy was really crazy, you know, cropped blonde hair, nay teeth, Snow White, running around the place like Woody Woodpecker. It was mental. It was mental. I thought I was mad. You know, it was such a relief when I met her. She's mad. You know, she's mad. I'm not too mad. You know, and that's 33 years ago. I was in a different castle. So we, you know, you know, it's been a long journey since then. And, you know, Tracy, I've watched you. You know, I remember having a photograph. I remember tracking you down. We lost touch for a period of time, and I remember tracking you down because I'd had a photograph, and I kept it, and it was a photograph of you in a wheelchair with Darren sitting on your lap, yeah? And so that's, how long ago is that? 30 years ago, you know? And you babysat for me, my kids, you know, Erin and Dominic, not Dominic, I'll be lying, but Erin said, give Tracy a big hug from me, you know? And then, in more recent times, both of you, independently of each other, have just been a rock for me. You know, this has all been, there's been a lot, Mike forced a joke, there's been a lot of jokes. Well, what I can say about the two of you is that the closeness that we have has been more to do with the pain that we've had in our lives than the fun. And we've had fun, excuse me, we've had some amazing fun, you know, but, you know, me personally, I had my, you know, 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, 3 years ago probably, maybe 4 years ago, but in recent times, I had a hard time. I had stuff going on in my personal life. I wasn't quite suicidal, but I wouldn't have minded if I died, you know. And that's been a cyclical state for me in my journey, you know. Mike knew about it. You know, he happened to call, we were talking, and he said, we got cut off and we got put back on again. He said, I've just been looking at flights. And I thought, you're flights? Why are you doing flights? He said he was going to fly over to Ireland to offer me support, you know, and it just blew my mind, you know. And then the next day at 7 in the morning, this one here was phoning me with a video call. I don't do video calls. I don't do video calls. And she texted me, she says, you're doing a video call now, you know, and it was big, like, you know, it was big, you know, and that really helped. And then your persistence at demanding that I spoke to you every week until I got myself right again. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, I think I'm so happy. You know, it's like my two best recovery friends. Found each other. And you just found it. I didn't do it. You found each other. You know what I mean? And I just think I just love it. I just love it. And like out there at the ceremony, I felt so proud. Really, I felt like I'm your dad. Like, wow, this is like I'm both your dads. How could that be? I was just really pleased with you. Really delighted. You know. So can we all finish it before you finish?
Can I just ask you to elaborate on the bit about the choice of dodgy football teams? Just
Oh, here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Da, 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 da.
Timothy in a Rangers strip.
Long story now, we don't have enough time for
Yeah.
that. I wasn't drinking though. Yeah. I just wish you all, you know, you're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have a blast. And I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be around. So can we all raise our glasses to Mike, Mad Mike and Mad Tracy?
Thanks.
Okay.
Well done, mate.